Well, hello, baby. Little Q&A today for about an hour and a half. Throat's a bit sore. But I don't know. Multiple people messaged me this morning. Can you do a live today? Can you do a live? I was like, all right, let's go. Let's go. Let's do a live. But not for 4 hours. Hello, Maverick X. I'm working on the membership platform for YouTube for you. I am working hard on that, but I'm having to design some emojis, and I think I have to hire somebody, but my friend Gabrielle might help me with them. Big shout out to Gabrielle, the guy who's working on my website, going back and forth with him now every day and having great conversations. He's just working on a project at the moment, and then he's going to focus on mine. So July, guys, wow, just 7 in the live as I talk about July, the 7th month, according to Pope Gregory. So much love to you, Gabrielle. Thanks for everything. I'm excited, and I'm forever grateful for what you're doing for me. Tim said, can you do a decode on the attacks on Norway in 2011? It's super weird you say that, because a close friend of mine recently said that you should provide an option where people can ask you to code a specific thing for like a payment or whatever. So I can't just code for people for free like I used to all the time. Like, for example, the attacks on Norway. It's not something you can do in 2 minutes. I could definitely decode the attacks on Norway in 2011 and figure out the numbers behind the attacks and pretty much let you know if it was organic or not. So yeah, I could do that. I'm not going to do it right now. But yeah, I could do it. I can pretty much decode anything. Happy Face Man. Always happy. Adamski, how you doing, bro? I'm good, P. I stayed up really late last night. I was speaking to my mate Coobs, who lives in LA, who's wanting to move away from there because Lucifer City's going down, the city of angels. LA's going down because Lucifer's going down. And we had an amazing chat about so many things. Like, I'll have to get him on the live. So many things. So I was up really late. Last night I did my video as well about the how easy it is for a guy to look like a beautiful woman. I hope you enjoyed that. YouTube limited the video like they always do now with my videos. So don't really make any money from the video, but at least I'm exposing deception. At least with the website that I was talking about, they're open about it. They admit who they are. Not like the majority of these celebrity A-listers or politicians or royal family members deceiving us. So that was a video I knew would go down well with Big Mike, Michelle Obama, and Serena Williams being identified as male with the gender recognition software. I think it was pretty clear that they're blokes. And then you have people like Beyonce saying, who runs the world, girls, when Beyonce is a bloke. So, listen, there was a wrestler who has just come out in WWE as, I don't even know if you can say this word. It says professional wrestler Giselle Shaw. It's funny, Brady's wife's called Giselle, who's blatantly a bloke. Professional wrestler Giselle Shaw comes out as T-gender. Here. All right. So that's a bloke. And I've been saying forever and a day that the WWE divas are men. And then look at this. And then remember Nicole Scherzinger, the lead singer of the Pussycat Dolls, who I had a big crush on, who then went on to date Lewis Hamilton, who's a genetic female. Well, look at, that's Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls. Don't you wish your girlfriend had a cock like me? Do you remember that song, Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me? Well, that's Nicole Scherzinger, who I had a major crush on. This is the trans wrestler that's just come out. Is there much difference there? There's not much difference at all, is there? So I'm starting to really read and feel masculine energy now. I don't just fall for, look at J-Lo. J-Lo, the older he gets, you can see J-Lo's a man. No curve in his spine. And what's really disturbing is guys lust after these people and girls really want to be them. I wish I looked like J-Lo. J-Lo's so perfect. Jennifer Aniston's so perfect. Why don't I look like that? Because you can't. You haven't been pumped with the drugs and you are actually your own gender. So I'm going to keep exposing it. I know that it'll get me in trouble. I know it's controversial, but I'm speaking truth. Every time I go live, every time I do a video, and that's why they deleted my Patreon. It's why they limit all my YouTube videos now. It's why people are starting to call me out, because they know I'm going to the next level of exposing deception in so many ways, and they don't like it. So when I get this website, which I'm so grateful there's a demand for it, otherwise I probably would have just let it go. But Gabrielle's helping me out. Loads of people say, I want to keep supporting you. Set up a new Patreon. I said, no, I'm not going on Patreon again. I'm not, after what they did to me. So the website's going to be great for me. I'm going to really be able to reveal who I truly am there and say what I really want to say. Because again, Patreon, they limited you. Even though I thought they were pretty good in general, I did say a few controversial things on Patreon, and they never flagged it until I found God. So there's a lot of people willing to pay me $10. And without being annoying, if I was who I was 2 years ago and there was someone called The Illusion, I would be giving that guy $10 for what he's doing. So yeah, I was up till 4 or 5 a.m. last night, doing videos, having conversations. I think every time I speak to somebody who challenges me, like Coobs, and we go back and forth and we learn from each other, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Hey, Lady Hawk, thank you for all your guidance. I read your comment earlier, and it makes so much sense what you said. Like, day one, guys, I think I'm going to have to put the AC on again. Like, the Illusion's electricity bill is going to be off the charts, but it is what it is. Let me turn this light up. I don't need to be. Whew. Oh, so yeah, Lady Hawk, who I've got nothing but love for, she said the media have done a really good job of giving you this perception of what a T-gender person looks like. Really over the top, really extreme. When in reality, I showed you in my last video that they can get a regular guy and make that regular guy look like one of the most beautiful women you'll ever see in your life. So if they're doing this to regular people all over the world, because it's not as expensive as you think, what are they able to do in Hollywood, guys? At the very top of Hollywood. So again, my mate Red Pill Monkey, who basically guided me on this, revealing this, he knows how much I respect him. And he said this. He said, I don't even need to spend time on appearance. I just see pure masculine energy. Makeup can't hide it once you have eyes to see. And it's true. Again, I'll go back. This is Nicole Scherzinger, who all the girls want to look like. It's a man in drag. And that's the reality of it. And I like what he said here. He said, people are like, but no way can a woman play football like that. Have you seen women play? He said they're comparing people stuff with growth hormones since birth to their sister. So when I say X, Y, and Z is this, and this, you go, there's no way. There's no way. You don't know what they're getting pumped with from a very young age that give them basically these special powers like the average person doesn't have. You've got 2 chromosomes, X and Y. These people running the world now are trying to tell you that there's A, B, C, D, like the whole alphabet of chromosomes is X and Y, simple as that. Money is power and control. Yep. Hello from York. Big protest London tomorrow and hopefully days until government are out. Bojo arrest. That's what they're going for interest in the next few days in London. I keep an eye on it. I do try to avoid the mainstream and the news because I think it's all staged and to bring your frequencies down. But I'll keep an eye on that. I've got to keep an eye on England now. I desperately want to get to England, and I looked at flights. My mate sent me a few. £2,000 for me to get there. They're upping the prices on everything. I'm trying to figure out why they don't want us to travel. There's a deep reason why they don't want us to travel. Sandra Bullock is the funniest one of all. I've told you about Sandra Bullock. Bullock is a castrated animal. Testicles removed. Hey, Lubomir. A guy goes to confession and tells the priest he's had impure thoughts. The priest asks, "Did you entertain these thoughts?" The man replies, "No, they entertain me." Again, why are you going to confession? Why are you speaking to man? Okay, you can speak to God anyway. Why do you have to go to church and go to confession and speak to man, who in reality is there listening to you, and he's probably doing way worse than you? Just like these psychologists. It's so funny how many marriage counselors are divorced. The system we live in is kind of hilarious. You got marriage counselors who've been divorced 4 times telling you how to keep your marriage together. It's like, can you not see the mockery? Trust the universe, baby. Joey sent me an amazing quote, and I'm not answering any questions here, am I? But Joey sent me this amazing quote. The universe doesn't want you to try harder. It wants you to trust it more. You know how much I trust the universe? I just let it be. It's one of the things I'll agree with the Beatles, with the whole let it be. Are you in the live now, Stacey? I know people go, you can't just let things be. It's depends where you're coming from with what you compare the let it be with. For me, it's just let it be with the universe. Trust in God. The Pussycat Dolls, eh? The Pussycat Dolls. And like I said, they came out of nowhere. I think they were all strippers, and then they became a girl band and dominated for a couple of years. And then Nicole Scherzinger, Nick, went solo. And then, like I said, dated Lewis Hamilton, who's a genetic female. Your thoughts on the Lee Rigby murder? The guy never died. The guy never died. Keep your frequencies low. Keep you scared. Keep you living in fear. Simple. Hey, Stacey's in the live, baby. There we go. Hey, Surup. £2,000 for me to get to England. Direct. I can't fly through the US because I'm not vaccinated. So there's a few other options where I can fly to Amsterdam. I can fly to Paris. And then get to England. But guys, I'm telling you, this is the end times. I don't know where the world's going to be in 2 months, let alone tomorrow. Kind of excited at the same time, though, of not knowing what's going to happen. Bring it on. Bring it on. They want to keep in one place so they can keep us more enslaved. That's a great point, Gabrielle. Much love to Gabrielle, guys, in the chat, who's basically doing the website for me. He said, "You've done your role now," because I did a little bit of work that he asked me to do for it. Bought the domain. And now he's going to work his magic. I've got complete faith in him. The system is funny when you're awake. It is. You can actually laugh at it. You can actually laugh at the system, at how backwards it is. Cheers, baby. I just gave you a big shout out at the beginning of it, bro. Enjoy your shower. It's Red Pill Monkey. Just about to take a Austin Power shower. And then he's going to tune in. Confession is a trap. Pre-save everyone's dirty little secrets, then report it to their superiors. Yep. Do you remember All American Rejects had a song called "I'll Keep You My Dirty Little Secret"? I really liked that band for a long time. All American Rejects, I think they were called. And they had a song called "Move Along." So yeah, guys, going to confession and telling these people your sins, thinking that's cleansing you. Come on. Come on. Thank you, Maverick. All right. Okay. I'll do your cricket. I'll do your cricket expose. I will. I'll do it for you. I'll crack on with that. What else have we got here? Hey, happy face, man. Love from Turkey. And send you doner kebab and baklava. Wow, mate. I wish you could send me a doner kebab over here, just like boom. Guys, you know what I had last night? I had a vindaloo, one of the spiciest curries you can have. I had a lamb vindaloo. My neighbor made it for me, and I'm only just starting to get to know him. He used to date an Indian girl, so she taught him how to cook. And he came around, I gave him a drink. We had a chat for like 30 minutes. He gave me his vindaloo. Oh, woo! That was spicy. Spicy, but delicious. Spicy, but delicious, baby. Should you believe in priests? Nope. Thoughts on Westminster Bridge attack? I can decode that for you in about an hour, but I'm not doing it now. But 322 Skull and Bones. That's all you need to know. 81st day of the year. The ritual number. Hey, Divine Feminine, live in UK. Hope you're well. Registration plate of the car that hit Lee Rigby had 969. Really? All coded. Why don't we all send you £10, Adam? I got to England. No. When I have my website, you can do that. Don't just send me it for me to get to England. When I get my website, which should be up shortly, then you can support me, because I'll give you a lot of content. People who are donating to me, it's very nice of you. I think the worst case scenario is maybe my mum will bail me out, but I don't want to get to that point. I'm 36 years old, baby. I'm not having my mum look after me financially. So I'll just keep working. I'm actually going to start doing a camp, I think July the 4th. I'm speaking to a woman called Jessica. She's going to try to get a group of kids. And then I'll try and hire a kid. I've said there's a kid who really wants to learn from me. He wants to be a coach, but I want to pay him as well. So it's called Javi. So if I can get a decent amount of kids, even just 10 or more. This wind again, guys. I woke up, crazy rain. And it doesn't rain where I live in June. It just doesn't. Something's going down. Something's going down, guys. It's like a movie, my life at the moment. And by the way, just so you know, today is the anniversary of both Kobe Bryant and LeBron James getting drafted. I could go through my AVS code for why I said they could close out 4-2, which I posted at the beginning of the series, the 4-2. I might go through it if I can be bothered, but if it's another 4-2 and the Avs win today for another 42 and the Beast reigns for 42 months, guys, it's getting very real. But maybe not. I'm not really bothered about who's going to win it, but there's a pretty wild code for the Avs to win, connected to Kobe and the Pope. All right. Anything has got to be better than the Groundhog Day of going to a dead-end job that you hate every day. Even if they kill us, it will be better. I don't know about if death or murder is better than working a 9 to 5, but yeah, it kills your energy doing a job that you don't like or even detest in many people's cases. They dread going to work. They dread that Monday morning feeling. I don't know why people have that. And again, the weekend means weekend, where most people just get drunk, don't they, and gamble and sit on their ass. It's a weekend to your week. But I know what you mean. That's why I'm trying to work on my own without a boss, without distractions, without somebody in my ear trying to limit me, especially when they're not at my level. It used to annoy me. Like if I had a DOC, a director of coaching, tell me how to coach when they couldn't coach themselves, or they didn't have connection with the kid, or the director of a school who's never taught a class in their entire life, they've never had 30 kids in front of them of different levels and abilities and personalities, and they say, well, maybe you could have done it that way. It's like, how's about you give it a bash, mate, and I'll sit down and watch you. Opinion on Floyd Mayweather, female, genetic female, pushing the whole money is God. I've told you, the more they will tell you somebody's rich, like Mayweather or Ronaldo, the more people idolize them because people worship money, don't they? So Floyd Mayweather is a deceiver. Yeah, he can move. He barely ever got hit, did he? If you go back and watch Mayweather's fights, you see that it's pretty obvious that they were not allowed to even hit him. If you go back and watch them without the adrenaline or you had a bet on them and you got all hyped up, go back and watch Mayweather's fights. They weren't allowed to be touched. Very similar with Muhammad Ali. They literally let him dance around the ring, put on a show. Muhammad Ali, they let him dance. If you're a trained boxer, high level, you ain't letting someone dance in front of you the way Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, whatever he said. It's like deceive the masses every day is all he ever did. Probably faking being having Parkinson's as well. So outrageous what they do. And again, Muhammad Ali, as he got older, he started looking more and more like a female. Just have to study the human anatomy. You really do. Harry Gratian, big Yorkshire presenter, died suddenly. Again, people do have sudden deaths. They do. Like, it happens. People do die. Like, I'm not saying everyone who dies is being taken out, but my son always talks truth. Good for him. Probably because you're a great parent. Why do people depend on each other? Well, we're all one, aren't we? We're one, but we're not the same. So we do need connection. Life's all about connection. But the person you should rely on and depend on is yourself. Can't keep relying on other people. Sometimes you need that support, spiritual support, financial, physical, whatever it is. Whatever it is, occasionally you need that, but you should look out for yourself. Stay balanced, and it's great at training your inner power by not letting them trigger you. Thank you. I'm getting really good at that now. I really believe the more hate I get, the better my work is, because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just exposing. I'm saying it for what it is. And people hate it. I think they hate what I'm exposing. They don't hate me. It's that simple. We're a unit from source. I completely agree with this Connor guy. Look at the negative R complex brain energy he feeds off. Again, these celebrities, especially these athletes, they get worshipped. Your LeBrons get so much energy in that stadium that it does elevate them. Okay? It's the same with the wrestlers. You watch the wrestlers and what they're able to do. Think of the crowd. I've been in those stadiums at a wrestling event. The energy is off the charts. And they gather that. They harvest it. Any coding on why AG lost to Ruiz? Yeah, I did a code about it. Again, they have this thing where they're promoting fat, out of shape guys to be immense athletes. It's mockery. They're possessed by demons. Tyson Fury, the guy pushing mental health problems, the guy who got majorly overweight and still was knocking everybody out. And then they had AJ, the guy that basically looks like a Greek god, the best body you can imagine for a boxer. And he's getting beat by some fat guy who just eats tacos and drinks, and he said he barely trained. So it's just a show. Again, if they want AJ to lose to Ruiz, AJ will lose to Ruiz. Whether it's the devil doing it, whether it's man, whoever it may be. So I don't care about pro sports. I'll still do it, like loads of people saying, please just keep doing it. Even if it's 1 or twice a week, I just love reading your codes. Even more than naturally winning money from them. I was like, all right, but it ain't going to be why I'm doing it. It's not why I'm setting up the website. I'll do a couple of things for you because I know people still get joy from these sports. And again, the more I studied the Hermetic principles, I can't just say pro sports are completely terrible in every capacity, because they're not. It's not how it works. It's not how the universe works. It's not how it works. So I'm waking up to that. Should you regret the mistakes you made? No, you just learn from them. Don't regret anything. You learn. It's all part of your journey. So no, I don't really like the word regret. Like Robbie Williams said, no regrets. They just hurt. And yeah, you can reflect. There's nothing wrong with self-reflection. So that's how you really grow. But if you're constantly thinking about all the things that you regret, you're living in the past. You're not in the present moment, which is what it's all about. When you have complete faith and trust in God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, you don't worry too much about what went on then and what might go on. But too many people live with the mindset of what if? What if? It's just constantly, what if this happens? What if I'll do this just in case? And I listen to my soul. Time is spiritual energy that's being used against us. I agree. I pretty much agree with everything Happy Face Man says. Adam, if you were not effective, you would have no opposition, mate. That's great. That's very true. Again, like my work speaks for itself with what I've exposed and what I've predicted and what I've said. I don't need to prove myself like I used to have to, or I used to feel like I had to prove myself. I don't have to prove anything. I've made my point. I know what I'm doing is on the right path, and that's why they're trying to get rid of me. It's fine. Make me stronger. It will make me stronger. Gabrielle keeps telling me it's going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you, mate. Losing Patreon, it'd be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Said any doubters are going to know for a fact pretty much now that you are the real deal. They'll see that. Because look at me going live now. I'm not doing this because I have to, or it's work, or it's going to get me Patreons. I don't have Patreon anymore. I'm going live because I woke up to multiple messages saying, can you go live today? And I'm doing it. I was like, I don't know what to talk about, but whatever, I can talk all day long. And we'll try the Q&A. Let me respond to a friend here, picking up from the airport. I would say probably just like 2 t-shirts, 2 pairs of shorts, the same material, and 1 pair of, sorry, Stacey, 1 pair of sneakers would be great. Preferably the black and white ones. Friends visiting me, I saved up a bit of money to buy some coaching clothes. Tyson Fury is physically and mentally ill. I think they all are at that level. They're all physically and mentally ill. Do they tuck or cut their willy off, Adam? My mum's asking, she watches you. Wow, what a great question. It depends when they transitioned. Tell your mum I'll do a video about it, about how it all works, with getting rid of it's very funny calling it a willy. It's called basically gender affirmation surgery. And yeah, I'm not going to get into it right now with how it works, but it's not as difficult as you think. A lot of them do keep the penis. Just think about the lady boys in like Thailand. They look absolutely stunning. And then it's like, whoa. I'm not going to go through the lady boy story that my friend, I'm not going to say his name, told me. It's pretty hilarious. Okay, I'll briefly touch on it. Can't help myself, can I? I'll briefly touch on it. So, he's in Thailand. This guy's probably watching right now. I'm not going to say, he's probably sweating here. I ain't going to say any names. All right. He's in Thailand, supposedly getting off with this beautiful Thai girl. Beautiful face, beautiful body, just like a dream girl. He likes Asian girls. And he's kissing. And it's beautiful. And gets his hand and he slowly puts it on her thigh. And he's like, okay, this is good. Gets a little bit higher towards you know what. BAM! That's no vagina, baby, that he grabbed. That is your meat and two veg. And he went berserk. He went berserk. So yeah, I think a lot of them do keep it. And it's easy to hide with clothes. Very easy to hide. People like Big Mike have sat down though before and you've seen Big Mike's balls. Big Mike's Michelle Obama. And you check out images yourself. And people go, yeah, she just got a big vagina. Or maybe not. Maybe she's got a pair of balls. Okay? When's the next mega ritual? They keep talking about the next pandemic. They keep talking about that. They have been for a while now. People like Gates. So there'll be another one. And I think that'll be the ultimate test to see who has truly awoken to the evil in this world when they do try and force another lockdown. And I would say after that, or maybe ahead of that, is climate change. But when you really study the universe, you can actually just laugh at climate change. Look right now. It's raining where I live. Yesterday it was so sunny. The climate's changed. Maybe I need to go into lockdown now. Climate changes every second. Every time the temperature changes, the climate changes. So I don't know why they're hammering us with climate change, but that's what they're going to go for. And that's where the next lockdowns will be. And someone like me, you'll have to arrest me. They ain't locking me up. I'm not a prisoner in God's world. They won't lock me up. Last time when they forced the lockdowns, well, I tried to, they said you couldn't go to the beach. I cruised to the beach, put a tent up, started a bonfire, had marshmallows, baby, and then about 8 policemen threatened to arrest me, but then my wife at the time convinced them not to, and we had to leave, unfortunately, but we were there about 5 hours. Who are they to tell us we can't go to the beach, which is owned by nobody? All right, the governments don't own the beaches, they're public. So who are these people to tell us that? It's an absolute disgrace, but I don't get angry about it. I laugh, it's a disgrace. Let's see. Man United are planning to build a 80,000 new stadium, are they? I wish I could. I told you a while ago Ericsson's going to go there, and I bet he still does. I called Ericsson going there pretty much right after he had his cardiac arrest. It looks like he might go there. I'm not saying he will, but it's looking more and more likely every day that he's going to the Red Devils, the Deceiver. Illuminati game cards are so revealing. Yep, Steven Jackson's Illuminati card game. I wrote about it in my book. Foreshadowing everything. Foreshadowed so many things. Continues. I think it's God and Satan, though. They have to tell you. It's not man. They just use Steven Jackson. I pray that the eyes of your heart will have enough light to see what is the hope of God's call, what is the richness of God's glorious inheritance among believers, and what is the overwhelming. I'm there, Sadie. Much love to you. I feel all of those words. Is God good? Yes. Is better than good, mate. Better than good. What is Satan's end goal? Satan still thinks in his head that he is going to beat God, but deep down in his soul, he knows he can't. Your head and your soul, it's like a retired boxer thinking they can get back in the ring and beat the up-and-comer. They can't. All right? Satan's ultimate goal is to defeat God, but he won't. Scripture tells you that. And if you believe in Scripture the way I do now, Satan's done. It's over. But he'll go out with a bang. He's going to take down as many people as he can. And I say, if Satan comes for me, I'll laugh in his face. I'll laugh in his face. And yes, I respect him in a sense of the power that he has and his level of deception and what he's been able to do. But I won't be scared. Like the guy on my live yesterday said that he saw the devil. You can believe it or not. He said he saw the devil. If I saw the devil, I'd laugh. Adam, can you do life decodes? Yep, people pay me to do them. I've done a few of them now. And I don't overly plan it. I just, we do a Zoom call. They give me all their details. I go, let's go. And then I just go with it because that's how I work. I just go and people go, wow, okay, wow. And then they just ask me questions and I answer them. And before you know it, they go, wait, is the hour over? It feels like we've only been speaking 15 minutes. I'm like, yep. And sometimes I'll go over for them and they don't have to pay me anymore. Or sometimes they choose to. So yeah, I do. I can decode people's lives. And it's up to you if you have faith in that. People might say that's satanic. Like palm reading, satanic, and all of that. Fortune telling, satanic. But I ain't trying to predict the future for your life. I'm just saying, hey, this is when you're born. These are the numbers. Does this number connect with you? Yeah, I've always seen that number. All right. Okay, who you married to? All right, interesting. What's her date of birth? Wow, did you see that there's this amount of days between your birthday and hers? Wow, I didn't know that. Like, so people love all of that. Lottery numbers would be bank. The lottery is completely rigged, though. It's all 666, the lottery, the national lottery. Stay away from the lottery. You're wasting your money. You may as well just burn your money. I'm listening, working on Decode 22, dead in South Africa, Taven with no explanation. Amazing, mate. Guys, again, if you're new to my channel, check out Joseph Aquaviva 2222. If you like what I do, you'll love what he does. Is it wrong to copy others? Nope. You can change the word copy to be inspired by others. It depends what you're copying. It depends on the habit that you're copying, doesn't it? I said pretty much everything's been done already in this world. We're all pretty much copying. So I'm wearing a hat right now. Am I copying the first person that ever wore a hat? Like, everything's been done at this point. So yeah, it depends on what you're copying, to be honest with you. If you're copying somebody's homework and you put no work into it, and the guy who did it put a lot of work into it, I disagree with that. If you're copying somebody's habits of, like, I don't know, taking heroin, it's not a good thing to be copying. But if there's positive role models and you copy their actions, like acts of kindness and stuff, is that a bad thing? So no. Is it wrong not to travel other places? I think traveling's glorious. It opens up so many doors. You get to experience different cultures. I think traveling is one of the best things you can do. Just most people don't do it because they can't afford it. Or they're just afraid of the unknown. They don't want to take a chance and go to like Cuba or go to South America or Mexico. That's why a lot of people, especially in England, every year they go to the same place. Are you going to Benidorm again? Yep. Yep, for the 37th year in a row, staying in the same resort. But they like it. I don't judge them for that. But for me, I like the unknown. I thrive on the unknown. It's why I've lived in 3 countries. And I love not knowing what's around the corner. Other people like to plan every single thing. I don't like to do that. Once you put your website, I want you to not do one for me and my daughter. I would happily do that. And I would happily do that. I can do it whenever you want for you, Sarab. All you have to do is email me. And it'd be good if your daughter was there so you can experience the connection and learn. There's a reason why you have the son and daughter that you have, the husband that you have, the job that you have, where you live. There's a reason for it all. Nothing's by accident. And like I said, I'm not claiming to be a guru or Mystic Meg, who's another bloke. I'll just try and guide you on whatever your journey is, whatever it is. Topsy, how you doing, mate? Great coder. Hello, Jonam. I traveled for years and it was amazing. Yeah. Traveling's fantastic. It really is eye-opening. Why is traveling expensive? Because it probably is such a sacred act, and these people don't want you to do it. I told you there should be no borders, there should be no passports, anything like that. Travel should be a lot cheaper. These people, they don't want you to travel. They want you limited. They want you in a box. They don't want critical thinkers, do they? It's the same within the education system. They don't want you thinking critically. They just want you to be comfortable, being comfortable, living a pretty mundane lifestyle that's safe. People thrive on safety. And I think that can be very limiting. I'm not going to do that because this might happen. Nah, I'm not having that. Good evening from London. So on a different timeline, there will be a metaverse split rapture after the 5 alien kings meet on the mount. When you say alien kings, you are referring to fallen angels, yeah? Or are you referring to your typical aliens that they're trying to sell us in Hollywood? They come to boardroom over and over again and eat McDonald's and Burger King. Guys, never eat McDonald's or Burger King again in your life, all right? Ever. I don't care how hungry you are or how convenient it is or how much your kids desperately wants a Big Mac meal or a Happy Meal. Don't take them to those places. You're not eating real food. All right? Stay away from those places. McDonald's with your big M for masonry. When are you going to do the invert video? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe today. I don't know. But I know YouTube don't like me talking about it. So they limit everything when I talk about this stuff. But again, if you go back and watch that video, I didn't say anything majorly offensive. I didn't. Spitting truth. Yeah, Paul, I know what you're saying about the people with masks on in the cars. Don't let it anger you. You can laugh, maybe, but remember that we're all one. And these people, unfortunately, they've been so deeply programmed. I don't think they want to be doing what they're doing. There's an element of ego to it. But they're deeply under mind control if they're still doing that. And you know the ones that are wearing this still are the ones who've received that. You know that. Because the ones who haven't received that are not afraid. And they're definitely not going to wear this. So it used to anger me. I've learned they're not trying to annoy me. They're not trying to anger me. Maybe Satan has tricked them. Has just tricked them. And I definitely don't promote what they're doing. I think it's outrageous. But I don't let it anger me like I used to. How can you learn to decode from scratch? Wow. The thing with decoding, like pretty much anything, it's same with like cooking or art or making music. There's no exact method to it. Like there's people like Topsy in the chat who's an amazing coder. A few other people. We code so differently. For me, at the very beginning, it was basically about date numerology. And it depends what you're coding as well, but it was all date numerology. Then I was like, that's not enough. Then you use the calculator, figuring out the numerical value to every word. And you think, all right, that's enough. And you're like, no, that's not enough. And then you study historical events. That really helps you a lot. Then I went down the prime numbers and Fibonacci sequence and triangular numbers. I memorized all of that. I've been gifted with a good memory. Then I did date durations, which completely changed and took me to another level of date durations from major events. And you can use that for sports if that's all you want it for. If you want to decode people's deaths or wars or whatever it may be, I think that's the biggest thing, the date duration. So I could teach you, I could do a live decode if you ever called me and show you this is what I do. And then you ask your questions, but we all code differently. We all code differently. It's like music, like I said, there's different genres of music. It's not just one way of learning how to be a talented musician. Depends what you want to do. Just like your beard. You like my beard? Just going to keep going with it. I'm really hoping by September my beard's just here. My parents won't like that though. Yes, Johnny G, I agree about Mbappe. Kylie Mbappe. Why do people pretend with each other? Social engineering, programming, social constructs, social status. That's all it is. That's all it is. We live in a fake reality where being real is dangerous, it seems. But I also like to live dangerously. Thank you so much, Lisa, and I'll see you on Tuesday. How you doing, brother? You're good. You're looking pretty dapper there. How long you been with the girl for? When I do that, guys, I'm responding to WhatsApps. Have you ever been offered a chance to join the Freemasons? Never. Never been asked to join a secret society. Never applied. So no. I don't know how it happens. Maybe you have to be friends with one. Maybe it's your job. I don't know how they approach you. I really don't know. So no. What do you think about UFOs? Again, a UFO is an unidentified flying object. That could be a bird that you're unaware of. So I really don't know. I think my friend yesterday said, you've got one universe and different dimensions. So let's just say humanity is living in 3D. But within the same universe, there are so-called aliens or fallen angels, whatever you want to call these people, who are living within the same universe, but in a different dimension. They might be like 5D or 6D or 4D, and they're here with us, but you can't see them because they're in a different dimension. I always talk about my thoughts now that they're in a different dimension. I think I said, did I forget to mention divine intervention, the lyrics that I speak are from a different dimension, all of that. So I've ascended. So I might be able to connect with these angels now because I'm slowly getting out of 3D. Do you know what I mean? It's like, think about movies or video games, like the graphics, how they go from 2D to 3D to 4D. It's just, and now basically video games are pretty much, you can't tell the difference between video games and reality. So that's how I see it. Is Ukraine? Yes. Yes, everything they're telling you is going on in those nations is nonsense. Simple. If Connor starts a channel, I will promote you, mate. Simple as that. I promote many people. I will promote you. People prefer to be avatars. Yep. We all have the avatar. We all have avatars. It's all about the spirit, guys. All this here is just my avatar. Have you noticed on video games as well, you can create your own character, which you can do in this reality. Call it virtual reality. Like, we virtually are living in a virtual reality right now. Create your own character. Stop playing the one that you're told to be by your parents or the government or by the mainstream. Do you believe this is Satan's realm or is trying to break into this world? Everything is God's. Okay, everything. But Satan's realm, right now, yeah, it is. He's reigning for 42 months, in my opinion. And it began in 2020. Truly took control of this realm. And he can do whatever he wants. To trick you, to deceive you, to lie to you, to bring you down, to break you down. And God's letting it happen to test you. Look what's happened to me in the last year or so. How I've just really been tested and just passed with flying colors. And This pandemic, these economic crash, it's breaking people. It's breaking them because they're allowing themselves to be broken. Satan can't break you. He can only influence you. He can't actually break you. That's you. It's you allowing him to do it or influencing you to do it. Should you go to any invitations if you don't want to? What, Masonic ones? My whole thing, like, I wouldn't recommend going to an occult. If you're really curious or you've got friends who've told you it's amazing, you'll learn so much, it'll change your life, go for it. I'll never go to a secret society. I find my own truth. And then I speak with people who's like-minded to me. Or I also like speaking to people who are the opposite of me for that polarity. So I don't know, mate. If you're being offered to go to a meeting, your choice at the end of the day. If I say I would go, I wouldn't go, that's me. I don't know if I'll ever get approached. If I do, I will politely decline. Black magic or technology, how do you think they control the outcome of games? I honestly think it's beyond a bunch of actors keeping a secret. It's 100% not players responsible. They are being used. Depends what you define black magic as. It could be the fallen angels who basically have all of this knowledge and power and mystical energy, and then they basically possess humans. Or maybe the people we idolize are the fallen angels, like Ronaldo. That's why they can do out of this world things. They are the fallen angels within a human vessel, and we take the human vessel, we completely take it to heart. But again, Epithian 6:12, this is not a battle of flesh and blood, is it? Spiritual wickedness. So could be a combination. I would say the top stars are probably aware of it, and they know that they do worship Satan. I don't think every athlete knows, but it's too perfect, Topsy, as you know. The rituals every single game are too perfect. The timing of the goals, whatever it may be, it's wild. It is all a show. I just don't know who's producing it, who's truly behind it. But I know it's not just man. There's an element of magic or just demonic entities or just gods behind it all. And I don't know who's behind it. We'll never know. Illusion about to become hermit with long beard. I'm not the only guy in the world with a long beard, baby. Lucifer has been apprehended and will be released for the final battle. Satan means adversary. Yep, Satan means adversary. It's the adversary to God. And he loses. It's so simple. He loses. So just enjoy yourself, guys. Get your popcorn. Satan loses. You might lose people along the way. You might lose items that you can't imagine not having. Again, loss is just part of life. What do you think about Bitcoin? Is it possible something to be predicted? Bitcoin, I would just stay far away from crypto until you literally have no choice when they push the whole, you can't buy or sell, mark of the beast. I would avoid it. Practically everyone tried to get me into it. I warned them, and then they've lost all their money. So could I decode when to get in there and when to get out and be very good at it and make money from it? Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. But I ain't doing what I do just for money. As long as I make enough money at this point, where, like yesterday, I went grocery shopping and I was like, oh my goodness, wow, that is insanely expensive. And it hurt, like it was like punching the stomach. But I was like, stop it, Adam. Stop. That's what he wants. That's what Satan wants. I was like, all right, I'm going to focus more on the fact I'm going to make some amazing food here with this food. These ingredients. Yeah, in Bali Island, they have the power to put people in parallel reality. Yeah, I've read that. I've read that. I do think there's different dimensions within the reality or within the universe that we're existing within that we can't comprehend, which a lot of it's our ego again. We seem to think we're the only people alive, human beings. I'm not having that. There's angels and demons amongst us, no doubt, no doubt. The government sold us out to the fallen angels for technology. I believe that is true. Like, how do we explain Sun's owner's wife wearing the Nash Bloody Nose t-shirt to the game? Booker breaks his nose. That, to me, is indicative of next level technology and magic. Oh, it's just scripture, mate. It's just scripture being fulfilled. And when you overthink it, you'll never get the answer. I remember that. I decoded it. I did a video about Steve Nash. Steve Nash's broken nose, then Booker broke his nose, and the duration between those dates and the time of it all. You can't plan it. You know that for a fact. Booker didn't go, right, I'm going to run into you now and you're going to break my nose at this time. Whilst that girl has the shirt on. We know in wrestling there's an element of theatre. It is theatre. Like, the matches are all basically planned, choreographed to an extent, unless you're a top wrestler and you can basically do whatever you want, from what I've read. But yeah, it's scripture, mate. And it depends what you call magic, like how you define the word magic, as to whether you believe it's magic or not. Is Newcastle a good place to visit? Yes. Let me put my fan on. I love Newcastle. Played football there a few times. My brother studied there. Actually, I'll put the aircon on. That bill's going to be outrageous. Wow, 50 in the live, 23 likes, and I have 5,000. Oh, what do I have? I don't even know my number. Is it 5.23? Subs, 99th prime. What do you think of David Icke and Alex Jones? Here's what I say about those two now. So I say, because they're being pushed by the mainstream and they've been in our subconscious for a long time now. I said they were shools, and I think they are controlled, absolutely. But just take the good from what they're saying. Like, can we deny things that Ike said? I think he was aware of what was going to happen. I used to say it's because the New World Order, they've planned this all out for decades. It's not, man. But David Icke's told us a lot of truth. He's made bold predictions, if you want to call them predictions. And I don't watch his stuff anymore. I think when you get to a certain level, you go past Ike, you go past Alex Jones, you go past Russell Brand, you're beyond them. You find your own truth. You take bits that they gave you. But then I just break it down why I think they are controlled. But again, who's controlling them? God, Satan, the Illuminati. Who's actually controlling them? Who's making them do what they do? Do they even know that they're being controlled? It's deep. Satan is going to lose spectacularly. Yeah, it's going to be spectacular. It's going to be fireworks everywhere. Angels and jinns are the opposite to balance out the duality of light and dark. Yes, it's duality, polarity. You need both. They have to coexist. And then you have to basically pick your side. What about Leeds and Liverpool? Brilliant. I studied in Leeds. Liverpool's a great night out. I just can't stand the Liverpudlian accent. But England's great to visit. I wouldn't say it's great to live. In 2 Samuel 24:1, it says that God asked him to do a census. In 1 Chronicles 21, it says the Satanists do a census. Wow, that's interesting. Top Secrets with the 18th like. Huge number, the 18. I had a weird paranormal experience. Some negative energy came to my energy field. The world stood still for a few seconds, and through telepathy said, "Where are you looking?" or "Why are you looking?" I can relate to that. I had my moment. I had my moment there, and more people I speak to, they've had the moments. And thankfully, in this community, with what I do, we're not judgmental with that. We don't call you out to be bullshitting or attention seeker, because I've experienced a similar situation. It's beautiful, isn't it? It shows you that it's not just us here. You can let that scare you, or you can embrace it. Something bigger than us. Lived in Newcastle for 12 years and was the best times I've had after 89. Well, there you go. What a plug there for Newcastle. Get this guy in sales, P in sales, baby. Most of all, what they say is true, and it's to get you used to the idea. That's very true. It's to program your thoughts and to basically, it's predictive programming. You see it, and then it eventually happens, and you feel like it's already happened, but it didn't happen. It was just something they provided to you. It's called predictive programming. They do it in movies all the time and animation, and they'll continue to do it. And it's not because the writers are a mystic. It's prophecy. They're trying to prepare you. They have to, or whoever it is. Is Connor calling me a Mason here or somebody else? I don't know how many times people are going to keep calling me a Mason if he's referring to me. It's just funny, man. Just nothing behind that comment. Because I have a lot of knowledge. Masons hide their knowledge. Okay, the occult means hidden. That's why they love the hidden hand. Which when you wake up, you see people like Prince Harry and William doing the hidden hand all the time. I Pet Goat 2, still don't fully comprehend that one. I've not seen it. Harry Kane's inverted, yep. Harry Kane. Married his sister. Sister is his brother or his wife, who knows, with Harry Kane. Yeah, Anonymous is a Mason. Again, I don't want my live streams to be about who's a Mason, who isn't. I frankly don't care. Put out my work. I'm here answering your questions. That's why I'm here. Am I a Mason? No. Have I ever been initiated? No. Have I ever attended a meeting? No. Simple. You can keep asking me that question, you get the same answer. The Illusion, did you say that you had your moment with God during a live? I think when I got woken up a few months ago and it says, you are more powerful than you'll ever know, you all are. I feel like that was God, but I wasn't sure who it was. And then I did my Kobe Bryant Revelation and Coronavirus video, and I was reading out Revelation 22. And it connected so perfectly with my code, which I say half the time is not me doing it. The level I do those codes, it can't just be me. And as I was speaking out Revelation 22, there was a time where I couldn't breathe. My whole body was in chills. Something came in me. I think it was the Holy Spirit. And since then, I've been talking about God. And then the day after, my Patreon got taken down. The day after, hours after, I had this amazing connection with God or Spirit, my Patreon went. It's when people were threatening to shoot me. All sorts of stuff people doing to me. And I'm not afraid. So yeah, it wasn't during a live, it was during a video, which I don't do as many of now because it just takes so long. It's easier to just go live. And sorry for the people who say, I love your videos, but you go on for too long. I don't intentionally go on for too long. I've got a lot to say. What does football energy get used for? Demons. Satan. Satan thrives off energy. So you're giving it to them. Simple as that. Well, for starters, I don't think a true Mason would actually tell you they're a Mason. From what I've heard with Masons, if you ask them and they actually are, they'll go, yeah, I am. They're not embarrassed. They just won't go around wearing a T-shirt saying I'm a Mason. There's a lot of Masons, regular guys. Like when I was writing my book about Masons, my old friend at the time from Ireland, Carl, was married to an American girl. And she was like, yeah, my grandfather's a Mason. He tells everyone. He's open about it. And she was like, he's a great guy. He's always been there for me. So she was like, you can't say all Masons. So I was saying, I was paranoid thinking, I was saying all Masons are evil. I was saying that at one point. It's cringeworthy looking back. And that's what a lot of people are still saying now. They've not even studied Masonry. I think every Mason's satanic. It's kind of laughable. I have sympathy. Or maybe sympathy is not the word. I can relate because, again, I thought sports were real and all legit and completely organic. And some may say they are organic if it's God. It is organic. It's meant to be. But I don't know. But the whole Mason thing is embarrassing. I reckon Men in Black is based on some reality. I think all top Hollywood movies have an element of reality to them. Masons are compartmentalized like NASA. It's like don't ask, don't tell type of thing where they're just doing their job. I agree. Anyone who still believes in NASA at this point, again, good luck to you if you still believe in NASA. Is there anything wrong with being a Mason? It's like anything with power in it. Like, I think the high ranked Masons, they get a lot of power and influence and it goes to their head. And instead of using it for good, they use it against us for their personal gain. There's not a chance that every first, second degree Mason is evil. But what you should know, there are like bouncers who are Masons. There's taxi drivers. They get looked after. They go about the business. But then a lot of them can't work their way up the ladder because they don't have enough money. So they just stay where they're at. And then eventually they're like, all right, I'm done. I don't know if once you're a Mason, you're always a Mason. I don't know if there's a way out. I don't know how it works. I don't know if you're not supposed to tell anyone. The vow of silence. I don't know if that's at a certain degree. I don't know these things because I ain't a Mason. But what I know is many presidents were open Masons. George Washington was a 33-degree Mason and proud of it. So the Masons have a lot of influence on the world at the highest level. But to say all Masons are the same is like saying all doctors are the same or all teachers are the same. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous statement. Simply put, it's a ridiculous statement. Black-eyed kids, no. I've heard of the Black Eye Club, though, all these A-listers getting black eyes. Something going on with that. Some ritual going on there. Are you familiar with Stanley Kubrick? Yeah. Clockwork Orange, The Shining. Basically, he filmed the moon landing. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Red Hot Chili Peppers, all inverted. All of them. And I will do a video on how men become women and how women become men. Because I think most people don't even consider the women becoming men. Like if I say the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers is a woman, he can't comprehend it. Like when I mentioned the Jackass characters, why are they doing that? Why do they keep showing us these celebrities like Jackass characters? Ronaldo as a woman, Messi as a woman, why Ryan Reynolds as a woman. Why are they doing this all of a sudden now? Oh, it's just the Face app. Why did this Face app come out now? It's like they tell you the truth through social media in a comedic way, just like Simpsons and Family Guy. They tell you the truth through comedy. Or like, no way this is real. They're telling you. Like the gender software with Big Mike and Serena said that they're men. And number one, why do they even have gender software? Why? Why do we even have to go, wait, is that a man or a woman? When did we ever think about that? You knew. You might say, all right, she's a bit masculine looking, he's a bit feminine looking. But again, the program does with like Johnny Depps and DiCaprio's and Beckham's, these pretty boys who are actually pretty girls who got pumped with testosterone. So I'm sorry, ladies. The guys you looked up to and I wish he was my boyfriend were girls. And I'm sorry, guys. The girls you lusted after were blokes. And if you can't accept that at this point after my last video, then it's because you're in denial. That's it. And God, you know who God, like God doesn't hate anyone, but do you know who God is not a fan of? Cowards. Cowards. People just in denial. Cowards who won't stand up for the truth. And they wind me up as well. Cowards. Do you know that the USA has never had a left-handed president? I didn't know that. But there's not been that many presidents and there's not that many people who are left-handed, so it's not a major shock. Once you see the fake moon landing proof, it's undeniable. Yep. Yes, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, take it on the other side. That's how you'll end up under the bridge dreaming of your Californication. Amazing. Dream of Californication. That video as well. That video says a lot, Californication, the video. I used to love the Zephyr song. Really like the Zephyr song. Divine, feeling tired, being at work, it was so busy. Satan wants you busy. Satan wants you busy and distracted. Yeah, Joey, you fancied men, but so did I. It's fine if you want aware of it. And even if you do, whatever, but just accept it. They've played you. But what do I always say? It's easier to be manipulated than accept you've been manipulated. So you'd rather just continue to be manipulated than accept it. I'll do about another 30 minutes. I don't want to drag this out. Satan thrives on our light. Yes. Gordon Ramsay has carved up chest because it's a female. Yep. There's a load of them with that carved up chest. Beckham, Chris Jericho, Kofi Kingston. There's loads of them. Especially as they get older, it gets more noticeable. Things like trying to say doctors and nurses these days are heroes. They're definitely not Masons. Like, why did Boris Johnson not give any increases in salary to nurses? And then he said they were heroes. Because he's just mocking you. At this point, if you're a doctor and a nurse and you're still playing along with this, then you ain't as smart as you think you are. Simple. You ain't as smart as you think you are. Much love to all of the doctors and nurses who've quit because they've seen through it. They're the people I respect, not the ones who are still playing along because they've got to pay the mortgage off. Do you really care about people's health? No, you don't. You care about your wallet. Simple as that. Bruce Jenner, a man or a woman? I believe Bruce Jenner was born a female, became a male, and went back to his original sex or gender. So I think Bruce Jenner was female, became a male, and now he's back to being a female. Caitlyn. Terminators could become real. Yep. I was talking about James Cameron. He did Terminator, Titanic, Avatar. It's like, who is this James Cameron? He's got to be some sort of fallen angel. Got to be. Practice forgiveness for inner intuition and healing. I'll raise your vibrations and frequency. I agree. Thank you, Connor. One of Jesus' main messages was peace and rest, relax, have some fish on the beach. Yeah, I love fresh fish, baby. I love it. I love sushi. Fish is amazing for you. So much zinc. Yeah, will Ronaldo still be at Man United next season? I said all along, if Queen Elizabeth dies before the beginning of the Premier League season, then he leaves. If she's still here, he'll stay. That Ten Hag, he's going to have a decent season next year. Not winning the league level, because I think it's Pep again, but they're building up this Ajax coach, Ten Hag. Remember I said, was it 7 months before he signed for United that he would go to United by the end of the season? And he did. I would not be been able to call that 2 years ago. Funny how people live longer on average compared to the earlier times. But again, we're going off what they've told us. I think people lived many more years, centuries ago. All right? I think we're dying really young. 60, 70 is really, really young. I think people were living 150, 200 years back in the day. But there were no hospitals then. Well, exactly. What else we got? Wordplay, Boulder, Washington is home to DARPA bot. I like robots, which makes sense because as far back as 2004, they had a cool bot building contest. Wow. Yeah, don't be afraid of these robots either, that they're going to be putting out there, that they told us about in iRobot. It's just Satan again. Artificial. Like, these robots have no souls and no spirits. Just turn them off. Laugh at them. Everything is fake in this reality. Your spirit isn't. Your spirit's very real. Everything surrounding you is pretty much fake. Bothell is also home to over 16,000 crows. A large group of crows is called a murder, like Alistair Crowley, aka Crowley. Crows are from the Corvid family. Like, that's sensational. I like those codes more that you do, mate, and all the numbers. I love when you do that. But yeah, not everything is fake in this reality. Everything in the mainstream is. Adam lived 969 years and they were bigger. Yeah, they were huge. I would say the modern day giant is living in the NBA, like your Giannis is your modern day giant. Shaquille O'Neal is your modern day giant. I'm getting a bit peckish. What's that noise? Baby. Have some berries. I'll do 15 more minutes. Let me just have some berries. Amani and Annie, do you have a question? You think it's wrong to be overprotective of someone? Again, you got to learn what right and wrong and how similar they are. I don't like the term overprotective, overcautious. Just, you can guide people without basically dictating how they should live their lives. Just guide them. Be a positive inspiration for someone. But when you're overprotective, that's not good for you. It's not good for them. But I'd rather somebody be overprotective of me than not caring about me at all. Sing some Spice Girls. Let me think. I used to listen to them quite a lot when I was younger. Okay, I'm going to have to... All right, I'll sing the Spice Boys a little bit. Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna, really, really, really wanna sick. Ah. If you want my future, forget my past. If you wanna get with me, better make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together and you'll be just fine. Oh, God. Oh, that was terrible. I can't sing Spice Girls, but that was a bit of banter. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want you to shut up, because that song was shit when you break it down. That's what I want. That's what I really, really want. I really, really want you to admit that you're a bloke. That's what I want. Oh, that was really hard, guys. Try and sing it for yourself. I can't sing Spice Girls, Spice Boys, Spice Blokes. Do an impression of Gary Lineker. Guys, I ain't just some sort of performing chimp. So no, I'm not going to keep doing this. Actually, wait, give me a minute. I haven't watched Lineker for a while. I haven't watched Match of the Day for a while. Let me go outside. I don't want copyright here. I'm gonna listen to Lineker, and I'll try my best to do it. But I ain't gonna keep just responding to everything you want of me. Give me a second. Let me. Maradona has so much passion for the game. Okay, I'll try. It's not going to be good, this one, but it's like Maradona had so much passion for the game. He was so revered. He really was, for me, the greatest of all time. What? Like Lineker, I'm sick of you. And have you seen this stuff about Lineker? He got a racist abuse for his darkish skin. Lineker. So Gary Lineker is claiming he got racially abused now. That was 4 days ago. Why do they keep pushing this, man? Lineker got racially abused for being tanned? Because he had a nice tan? And look at the acting in 1990 where Gascoigne gets carded and he was going to miss the final if they got there. The acting is really bad. It's funny when Lineker walks over and consoles Gaza. And Gaza's crying. Just a TV show. Just a show. Thoughts on Ian Wright? Woman. Google Ian Wright's wife right now. Google Ian Wright's wife right now. He came from Sunday League to the Premier League. Why? Sold his soul. Ian Wright's a female. I highly recommend looking at the 2012 Olympic opening ceremony. I've seen it. It's a joke. It was 10 years ago. Satan gets you 10. All people fake on TikTok with a big following, yeah. TikTok's a joke of a platform. I'm sick of these families, these fake families, transgender families who are pretending not to be. And they're given all this amazing technology that make them do these so-called cool videos. I can't stand TikTok. Greetings from Denmark. Oh, I could do with some Danish bacon right now. Do you think overprotective parents cause their children to be weak in the mind? Yes. Yes. She is a he. Look up Nikki Hilton Rothschild. Nikki Hilton. Check out Paris Hilton as well for another bloke when you actually break down Paris Hilton. Oh, mate, that's just a man. Wow. Just blatant. Look at that neck. Oh, here she is with a baby bump. People believe they fall for it. You know what they should do one day? Actually, a live birth. Let's have Serena Williams give a live birth. Then I might start believing it's a woman, not just a baby bump. Zelensky zoomed into Glastonbury. People like a bit of both, don't they? There's a lot of bisexual people in the world, which is now pansexual. But somebody asked me what's the difference between bisexual and pansexual. It's the same thing, isn't it? It's not. Like bisexual is like purely about sexual attraction to both male and female. Pansexual is you ignore the gender. You're attracted to their energy and the emotions, the connection you have. So what a joke. Pansexual pandemic. I've told you Pan is a demon. Yeah, Ian Wright's wife is a bloke. That's just, again, check it out for yourself. Make your own decisions. That neck. So by that, did everyone ever have overprotective parents? Again, you can have a difference in opinion with what is overprotective, what is caring, what is loving. Is there a fine line between the two? I had amazing parents. They didn't let me do whatever I wanted, but they weren't overprotective of me. They trusted me. I think if you, like the universe, if you trust your kids, you don't have to be overprotective. If you trust the universe, you don't have to be overprotective. But a lot of kids have breakdowns when they have these parents, pushy parents. Pushy parents. 10 more minutes. You think Ian Wright knows the public thinks his wife is a bloke? No, because most people don't. You go ask your average mate who loves the beautiful game if he knows what Ian Wright's wife looks like. You've got to do your research that I do daily. You might say it's creepy, it's invading people's privacy. No, it's all online. Ian Wright's wife is a bloke, and Ian Wright is not a bloke, it's a woman. Little Ian Wright, and then got pumped with all sorts of drugs and gets possessed by a demon. That's why you can go from the Sunday League, like, to the Premier League and play for your country. Why Vardy could go from the 8th tier to playing for his country. Because he sold his soul. And he's probably a female. Just like Harry Maguire, whose first ever team was a female team. Google it. Will there ever be lockdowns again if we allow them? Yes. Your life improved drastically when everything shut down. It was a reset. It was great. I found myself. So I'm not completely sad about the lockdown. I think it was huge for me. I would not have woken up if it wasn't for it. God gave you the opportunity during the lockdown. Most people sat on their ass, watched Netflix and ordered Domino's. I didn't. I wrote a book. I studied. Did so many things. Most people just, like I said, sat on their ass and watched Netflix and ordered pizza and complained about, I'm gaining weight, because of the lockdown. Well, you could have worked out more than ever, because your excuse before was, I can't go to the gym because I work too hard. And now you have all this time to work out. Oh, well, the lockdown, you know what I mean? Just sat down watching movies, you know how it is. No, it's not how it is. It's not how it is. You chose that. Lazy. You know what? I'm going to do 25 push-ups right now, not for the camera. Boom, 25 push-ups. I recommend you all do some right now if you can. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, it feels good. Woo! That's 14. Okay, 25. 25, guys. Look at those bad boys. Woo! Boom. Want one of those, Michael? All right, sorry about that. Maybe you don't even exist. Maybe. Divine Feminine Living UK started her own channel during the first lockdown. Went out every day. Good for you. You had a choice during that lockdown. You had a choice. I think the lockdown was a blessing in disguise. I do. For many people. Now everything is open. I've ruined my life. I get drunk and punch the guy depressed all day. Depression is a decision. You can change that. Okay? You can change that. Change your habits. Hey, do 22 for the veterans. I'm a vet. Much love. Although I've said my piece on soldiers, I think They get abused. I don't think anyone should go to war. But much love to you. I know you went there for the right reasons in your head. Illusion, what do you think they are hiding in the Vatican? Sacred knowledge. Sacred, sacred, sacred knowledge. When you break down, let me read this to you. Let me read this to you, baby. I'm going to bang it in my book. Satan's seed is identified as the serpent. That's why it's so amazing that Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba, the snake, died. Because God comes back and destroys the serpent, all sin. You know, the serpent is connected to the Garden of Eden. Inside the Vatican, there's 2 buildings constructed in the image of a snake. Again, most people don't know this. Devout Catholics don't even acknowledge this. The Basilica and Paul VI Audience Hall. So the name Basilica is connected to the Greek word basilikos, which is the mythical snake king. We know snakes are often connected to deception, slithery snake, but a lot of wisdom as well with snakes. They're very wise, the wise old serpent. The Vatican itself is derived from the Latin vates, which means soothsayer. And in the book of Acts, Paul met a damsel possessed with a spirit of the python. You know Randy Orton? What's his nickname? The python. You got Stone Cold, the rattlesnake. Randy Orton always says he has demons in his head. Stone Cold, who completely abused John 3:16. A spirit that gave her mastery of the dark arts, which is basically black magic. Thus, the serpent is connected to divination, and the Vatican is the seat of the serpent in Rome. So, the word Vatican is derived from the words vatis, which means diviner, and can. Remember, you got that Turkish player, Emre Can. I think he played at Liverpool and then Dortmund. Can means serpent. So Vatis Can, Vatican, means divine serpent. And Vatican City and St. Peter's Basilica were built on the ancient pagan site. Pagan, Christmas is a pagan celebration, so is Easter. Called in Latin, Vaticanus Mons, which means hill of prophecy. It's deep. It's deep. Look at the World Health Organization's logo. It has a serpent in it. It has a serpent within its logo. With a reptilian statue they call the Rising Christ. Enter the Dragon, who was good friends with Mr. Skyhook himself, not sure, but it seems suspicious. He also told people to be like water. And Wales just got to the World Cup with the dragon in their flag. Dragons connected to fire, which I think is going to be heavily connected to Revelation. Jake the Snake, brilliant. So you got the Texas rattlesnake, Stone Cold, Jake the Snake. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin who won the King of the Ring by beating Jake the Snake Roberts, and then he pulled out his whole Austin 3:16 said, "I just whooped your ass." Right after, that's when he became next level. And like I said, Randy Orton is connected to the Viper. Call him the Viper. So there's a lot of, I've told you in wrestling, which I've studied so hard, there's so much biblical prophecy within it. And it might be God and Satan using this form of entertainment to basically wake us up or deceive us. It's a billion-dollar industry watched all over the world. People connect with WWE. Then, now, and forever, which is basically God. You wake up at 4 every day. Well, I go to bed at 4 every day. So when you're waking up, I'm going to sleep. Your clay, so are the elements, just mold and create. That's amazing, Amani. I told you Amani is capable of some amazing comments. We are like clay, so are the elements, just mold and create. Create your own reality. It's great. Great comment. Chemists and pharmaceutical. Again, when you really break down what pharmaceutical means and pharma, it's all connected to magic. What's going on? Revelation on pharmacy. And they did not repent of their murders of their sorcerers. It's sorcery, pharmaceutical. For your merchants were the great men of the earth, for by your sorcery all the nations were deceived. Sorcery, magic. People are under mind control. It's magic. It's black magic. Why people can't see things clearly. Sorcery. Sorcery that takes you away from the source, which is God. Every word we write is a spell. The forming of words is spelling. It's the basis of education. There is no greater shame in society than not being able to spell. It's amazing, yeah. You have spelling tests, spelling bees. The Bible says Jesus was crucified on a hill. Yep. If you go wrong, you repeat, wake up the next day. Yep. David picked up 5 stones because Goliath had 4 brothers. Wow. They're installing 5G while Genesis 6 is when the giants come. Very possible. 5G just means we're going to a different dimension. Little Mix, Black Magic, yep. Witchcraft 666 and Sumerian. Yes, Joseph, good stuff. Pottery takes care, attention to detail, and a vigor to be present in the moment. Yeah, think about when you're making pottery. I've done it once. You're completely in the moment. That's a good point. So yeah, the Bible says Jesus was crucified on a hill called Golgotha. Golgotha is said to be where Goliath's head is buried. And who defeated Goliath? David. We are basically David in this story. Who would have thought David would beat Goliath? He did. He just had to realize how much power he had, and that Goliath wasn't as strong as he looked. Just like these so-called elites. Give them too much respect and power. They're weak. They're weak and desperate. That's all they are. Masons believe in Hiram Abiff was the master mason who kept the blueprint of Solomon's temple. I know the Masons love Solomon's temple. I know that. Oh, are you guys only interested in things that are typed into the Gematinator? No, 6079, mate. I'm not going to read out every single comment. You left me a few comments saying you sent me $10 or £10. I didn't read your comments. I read your comments out every live. Every live I read your comments out, mate. Not every single one, though. I don't want to make it this 6079 show where I'm just reading out every comment that you make. I respect your comments. They're very good. Yeah, and your work is interesting, but I keep telling you, set up a channel and I'll promote you. And I hope 6079 is not going to go around saying that I'm stealing his work. La-di-da-di-da, it's nonsense. It really is nonsense. I respect your work. I'm not reading out every comment. Good night, Surap. Men have become weak, I think, because of having overprotective parents in their life. It's not just that, it's the mainstream. I've told you, they've really feminized men and they've made a lot of women very masculine. It's not just parents, it's social engineering. Wisdom without light. Ever heard of the Zohar? The Zohar is the foundational work in the literature of Jewish mystical thought known as Kabbalah. I know all about Kabbalah. I've not looked into Zohar, but I will, because it sounds very intriguing. It's a book. It's a group of books, actually, including commentary on the mystical aspects of the Torah. I want to read the Torah. I really want to read the Torah. Well, I'm going to read Revelation after this. So, no, I'm going to eat and then read Revelation, I would say. Who's the gremlin? Who's back in the news, Joey? Who's the gremlin? The Jungle Book, the snake is king. Yeah, exactly, Paul. The snake, guys, just it goes all back to the Garden of Eden, convincing Adam and Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. It was a snake. Which the snake and serpent is Satan. Snakes are poisonous. Not all of them, but snakes can kill. Collective consciousness. It's very interesting. The Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Nice. Greta Thunberg. Well, Greta, I've told you Greta's a anagram of great, which is the Great Reset. You really think her name's Greta? Satan's just using this character. Did you know that Obama was 84 days old on Jordan's first game? Yeah, I did. I've done all my 84 codes, mate. I don't think you know what I've done and what I publish. You were never on my Patreon, I don't think. So you don't know what I was publishing and the crazy stuff that I find. I find stuff like that all the time. Dopamine hit from your phone is bad. Everyone addicted to. Yeah. Well, not everyone's addicted to it. I've got a friend who's a really successful businessman. He doesn't even have a phone. He doesn't have an iPad. He goes about his business and gets it done. But yeah, the younger generation are really addicted to social media, and it's hard not to be, isn't it? Especially if you're young. They want you on it. It's so entertaining in many ways. They just want you to keep going on and on it. Just want you living in this fake reality, basically. Do you take risks? Yeah. Calculated risks, though. I ain't going to do nonsense like they do on Jackass for the sake of doing it. All right. But yeah, I take risks. I left LA where I had an amazing life and moved to Mexico. I left England where I had an amazing life to move to the US. That's pretty big when it comes to leaving your whole life behind to go to the other side of the world. So yeah, I take risks if I think it's worth it, but not just for the sake of it. In India, they worship the Naga as a race of half snake and human. Wow. Wow. It's really interesting. Did you know that Kobe died 84 days after his first game, or that Obama was 840 days old on JFK's assassination? I knew that 84. I didn't know that 840 days, which is very interesting. I could do a whole live stream talking about JFK and every number about his life, but I didn't know the 840 with Obama, who was obviously born on 84. I didn't know that. Along the gender thing, you should watch the music video Little Mix Confetti. They turn into boys, so they reveal who they truly are. Again, my last video has shown you that what I've been saying is spot on for almost 2 years about the transgender agenda. Pretty much proved it in 17 minutes. And I only half-assed that video. I could have really gone into detail, but I made my point. Now a lot of people can't watch videos longer than 20 minutes anymore. By design, they don't want you to be able to focus anymore. Right, where am I here? I think I've read this. Yep. Let me read this then. All right, so all these priests that people are asking me about, all these priests, should we believe in priests? Well, listen to this. Our priest. Christ is not only the witness or prophet, he is also the first begotten from the dead, and as such is our priest. He's the only priest that you should care about, not the ones you see in churches. We read of others in the Bible who were brought back to life, not his physical life, only to die again. Christ was the first and so far the only one to enter into this new, indestructible life. He was raised from the dead in a body that will never see death. Never see death. Wow. He's alive forever. In describing himself to John, he says, I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Wow, every time I speak about Jesus, that wind. It is wonderful indeed to know that death will have no more dominion over him. Again, I don't fear death. It's glorious. It's truly glorious. He died once for all, but now he has been raised once for all. Rom 6:10. It's funny, Prince Philip was born on 6:10. He is the first to enter into this indestructible life and has provided the same kind of life for everyone who will receive him. You're either going to receive Jesus or you're going to receive the mark of the beast. Your choice. JFK assassination equals 11/22, happened on 11/22, Society of Jesus 11/22. Amazing. It also happened on a date that can be in 22/11, the 66 triangular number. Huge number, as we know, 66, and the Church of Salem was founded. As the first begotten of the Father, Christ has the birthright belonging to that position. This means spiritual blessings far beyond our understanding, and a double portion of them at that. We read of his spiritual birthright in Philippians 2:7-11. He made himself of no reputation and took upon him the form of a servant. Sounds a lot like serpent. And was made in the likeness of men. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Wherefore God also hath highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow. What about them all taking a knee, guys? All taking a knee for George Floyd, mocking Christ. That's all it was. Of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Hallelujah. If you are a child of God, you will gladly bow your knee before him. If you are not a child of God, the day will come when you will have to acknowledge that God has raised Christ from the dead and set him above all principalities and powers. And that time you will have to bow to him, and your tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of the Father. Boom. Boom. All there. And soon it will be undeniable. The high priest who entered the holiest place and offered a sacrifice for redemption for us all. Yes. And man, you know it, brother. He's one of the most important men I've studied and learned from, a true shaman and carrier of the ancient knowledge. It'll be speaking about Credo. I'm telling you, Amani Anani is on the ball in many ways. That's why I've kept him in. I knew to keep him in. Adam, do you get headaches? Really? I know people say, how do you operate the way you do and think the way you do and not sleep? Does your head hurt? Not really. Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess Christ is the Lord. Exactly. Enjoying these streams. Thank you. I think I'm going to call it a day here. I'm going to continue reading. That's the amazing thing about God. He became our priest and our sacrifice. Yeah. Like we said at the beginning of the live, you should not be going to confession, speaking to man, or speaking to these priests who have a God complex. All these priests have a God complexes. That's all they have. They think they're God. All right. Oh, turn off. Oh. Oh, man. All right. We good? We're out of questions. Read the book of Acts, Adam. You will find sal. Okay. In Spanish, sal means salt, which again goes back to Jesus, salt of the earth. Salvation. Oh, okay. On the way to the cross on the donkey, Romans told Jesus to quiet the crowd. He said if they stopped, the rocks would start shouting. Hence, mountains look like giants. All right, let's break that down, Lady Hawk. I was talking to you about wrestling and how it's basically biblical. Well, you said donkey. You said this on the way to the cross on the donkey. Romans told Jesus to quiet the crowd. The current WWE Universal Champion or World Champion is Roman Reigns. You got the beast reigning for 42 months. You got Roman bringing us to the Vatican. And then you said, stop the rocks. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is cousins with Roman Reigns. And they're potentially about to wrestle at WrestleMania. It's biblical. And then the cross, you've got Seth Rollins, who was a member of the Shield, who's called CrossFit Jesus or the Messiah, the Monday Night Messiah. It's deep. So, guys, Joseph's going live in an hour. Check him out if you like the stuff I've been talking about. He also does very similar content. So you should definitely check him out. Adam, why my message is being retracted? I don't know, Mags. I ain't doing it. I don't delete comments. I don't really kick people out. I think I've only ever kicked one person out, maybe two. So I don't know. Maybe because they're great comments. Illusion about to speak Spanish. Hi, señor. Cállate esa boca, mi amor. That means, hey, mate. Or hey, sir. Shut your mouth, my love. Which football stadiums have you been to? Old Trafford, Valley Parade, Ellen Road, St. James's Park, loads of semi-pro ones where I played, Wembley, the Stadium of Light, Oldham Athletics Stadium. I went to watch my mate who was playing in that game. He was making his debut. Oh, there's way more. I'm struggling here. Barnsley. I think it's called Oakwell. The Millennium Stadium, where Wales play. But usually I didn't go to many games because I was playing football at the same time at 3 p.m. Goodison, I've not been there, but I've heard it's got like an incredible atmosphere. You're really close to the pitch. What's going on with that door? There's more. There's definitely way more. I just can't think off the top of my head. Oh, the Etihad. Been to the Etihad Stadium, Man City's. Wigan Athletic. Been there to that stadium. And I've played at some stadiums. Oh, God, what's that? What's that clicking noise, man? All right. Someone's asked me what concerts I've been to. I'll tell you who I've watched live perform. Kings of Leon, Killers, The Strokes, Florence and the Machine, Placebo, The Kooks, the Kaiser Chiefs, Mumford and Sons, Jet, MGMT. Who else have I watched live? I went to this like festival close to me. McFly were there. Do you remember them? Busted. Those boy bands. Who else? I'll never forget a concert when I went to watch The Strokes, who I love, and The Killers, amazing, The Strokes, and this beautiful blonde-haired girl with blue eyes, blue dress. I was kissing her, and she asked me to leave with her to her hotel. This was in Liverpool. I went to watch the Strokes, and I didn't go. I said, I ain't going, I'm staying. I stayed for the music. And she was absolutely breathtakingly stunning. She was like, it's now or never, basically. I was like, I'm staying here. So I've watched a lot of good music live. Drink a tea before bed, can't go wrong. All right, mate. I had a cup of tea this morning, but a Yorkshire tea. Maybe I need a herbal tea or something before bed. It's Neil Lennon not being recognized. Listen to what the man says when he shakes hands with him. Interesting. Do you believe in ghosts? I guess I believe in spirit. So is that not what a ghost is? A spirit? I guess. By the way, I got told yesterday you should never pray to dead people. I think, can somebody back me up on this? That you should never pray to the dead? And that the Day of the Dead celebration, Dia de Muertos, is actually very satanic. Is this not true? But have you guys ever come across that? You should never pray to the dead or talk to the dead. What do you think about that? That's like saying you can't go to a gravestone and talk to your deceased wife or your parents. Like, where do you sit on that? I don't know. I ain't even going to give you an answer. But the Bible forbids it, yeah? Don't speak to dead people. I think that's what I read somewhere. So it's interesting, guys. Roman Catholic Church sitting as 7 hills of Rome. Yeah, that's 7 again. A truly incredibly powerful number. Esoteric Knights of Malta. Boom. Yeah, I was on a Table Mountain, a deceiving energy. Wow. Strokes are mad. I just love them live, guys. And there's loads of other bands I forgot about. The Pigeon Detectives, you've probably never heard of them. I've watched so many people live. Foo Fighters. Hey Adam, how you doing? Just got back from lovely holiday in Turkey. Brilliant, mate. Did you have a good time? The Turkish food's superb, isn't it? I hope you got yourself a nice kebab, baby. Mint sauce. That yogurt is sensational as well that they make. Great stream yesterday. Cheers, John. Cheers, mate. Oh, Kasabian. I've seen Kasabian. I've seen Oasis. I've seen The Enemy. Yeah, Kasabian were exceptional. I thought Oasis were average. I've seen Coldplay, but I thought Oasis were very average. Kasabian were insanely good. Energy-wise. They're up there for me. Top 5 for their live performance anyway. You get some of them that when they're live, they just don't care. Like Oasis, they've done it so long. They've done it so long. They're like, all right, just half-arse it and people are still going to enjoy it. Most of the time, they had the crowd just sing. So easy to just do that. They were doing it all the time. Well, you can't be asked singing. So we'll do it for you. But I guess they're experts. Who else? Bon Jovi. I saw him. I saw Nickelback. Oh man, I've seen loads of people live. I've been very fortunate. I saw Bon Jovi at the Etihad Stadium. The supporting act was Nickelback. I think they're both from Canada, aren't they? Coldplay's music's sensational. Yeah, when it comes to playing the piano, that's the... Coldplay basically use the same 4 chords all the time. And I'm trying to change my perspective of music now, because Coldplay's music does soothe my soul. But then you go, well, Chris Martin's satanic, and he married... Well, who was it? Was it Gwyneth Paltrow? And then they had a kid called Apple, which can go all the way back to the Garden of Eden again. Yeah, I don't know. With someone like Chris Martin, I've told you, here's another example. We did a live about this, where Chris Martin's probably a female, and they have to give him a double male name, Chris Martin. They do this type of stuff. But you can't take away that guy's talent, whatever he's possessed by. The way he plays the piano and sings, and he was great live. Coldplay were phenomenal live. The drummer went to a high school 10 minutes away from my house. The drummer of Coldplay, the bald guy. You're the 33rd like, baby. Just swinging in for the 33rd like. Sunday gets you 33. Today's 33. I get why a lot of people find Coldplay's music boring and repetitive. I like it. I get why people find it boring, though, in a weird way. I can understand and comprehend why you might find Coldplay boring. Again, it's taste, isn't it? It's so funny if somebody goes, Coldplay suck, and you go, you're wrong. You're so wrong. It's like, well, I'm not wrong. I just don't connect with them. You're wrong. They're the greatest. And they get really angry and defensive. Just go, all right, mate. I actually like them. Mr. Greta and the Underberg and the press from Ukraine won at Glastonbury. Really? Wow. Just outrageous, isn't it? Jesus rose on Sunday. Yeah, Kobe Bryant died on Sunday. The Jesuits worship the sun. The Smiths got good music. Yes. Never seen them live. Lady Hawk's been blessed to work in Christian concert production for 25 years. Wow. You've seen Bon Jovi, Kiss, Def Leppard, Adam Ant, NXS, Boston. Wow. Oh, Arctic Monkeys. I've seen them as well. Bet that you look good on the dance floor. I don't know if you're looking for romance or I don't know what you're looking for. I would, every time I'd be on the dance floor, just bouncing to it. I'm like looking around, hovering, looking for a beautiful girl in a pair of Converse. Like, I had that stage where I love girls in Converse and like, oh, she has red hair, beautiful. She's a bit quirky. I'll be going up to, I bet that you look good on the dance floor. They're from Sheffield, the Arctic Monkeys. Very close to where I was born. Very close, about 40 minutes. I remember scoring a hat-trick against Sheffield Hallam University. Unbelievable goals, all three of them. Just pinging them in for fun. I think they were wearing yellow jerseys, from what I remember. I don't know, I remember all of this. Music is another powerful tool, yeah. There's two ways you can go with music. It's all satanic. It's going completely brainwashing you. There's backmasking. The industry is completely satanic, but music's glorious as well. But I think, isn't Lucifer the Lord of music? He can use it against you. Challenge for you, Adam. You read up on Daniel's 70 weeks of prophecy. It links perfectly with Revelation. Okay, Daniel's... I'm getting really hungry now. 70 weeks. Explained. Prophecy of 70 weeks is the narrative in chapter 9, makes sense, of the book of Daniel, in which Daniel prays to God to act on behalf of his people and city, Judeans and Jerusalem, and receives a detailed but cryptic prophecy of 70 weeks by the angel Gabriel. Oh my God, Gabriel, who's doing my website, guys. He's doing my website, Gabriel. Well, I will study this. I will study this. I wonder if all the trans stuff's connected to like the word transgression as well. You know what I mean? 70 weeks are determined for your people and for your holy city to finish the transgression, to make an end of sins. Maybe that's why there's so much transgender stuff going on, because it's connected to transgression. To make reconciliation for iniquity, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. I'm going to enjoy this. See, I wish I had my Patreon now. I could publish this. And after 62 weeks, Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself and the people of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. The end of it shall be with a flood. Until the end of the war, desolations are determined. Wow. So basically it's this. And then I'm going to go. Finish the transgression, make an end of sins, make reconciliation, atonement, Bring in everlasting righteousness, seal up vision and prophecy, anoint the most holy. That's it. That's verse 24. That's the 6 things that are about to be accomplished by the end of the 70 weeks of Daniel. It's exciting. It doesn't scare me, it excites me. And verse 26 is very interesting as well. About the evil prince. Remember, Prince died on the Queen's birthday. The singer, the artist known as Prince. It's deep. Right, I've got to go. My stomach's rumbling. Thank you. Boom. Yes. Yes. This is awesome. This is awesome. My throat is going. Yes, mate. Thank you for sharing that. 4-0. And he bangs 2. Mate, I hope he's smiling. Tell him congratulations and I'm proud of him. Cheers, mate. The kid that I been coaching is in a really top tournament in the US. And his dad just messaged me saying they just won the championship 4-0 and he scored 2. Yes. Yes. Go on, Dave. Oh, I better not say his name. Go on, lad. Wow. Lucifer was the anointed cherubim that covered the earth. He was lead musician. He had pipes inside him and gems that shone as he made music before the Lord. Again, Lucifer's not completely evil, is it? He was a fallen angel. Somewhere within Lucifer, there's got to be some element of love within him. Somewhere. It's like these bullies on earth act like they hate the whole world, but deep down, there's love somewhere that you gotta just help them. Gotta help them. On the Super Bowl, Eminem was 18016 days old, which is the zip code of Bethlehem. Wow. Snoop was 18379 days old, which is a zip code of Taby, which is a striped cat. Dre was 20814 days, which is Beth. Wow, that's different level for me, mate. I don't know that stuff. Wow. Bethesda is the bathhouse in the Bible. It is also the military intelligence hub. Didn't know that. Great stuff. There is crescendo upon crescendo in heaven. Yes. Do you know I used to live on a street called Belmont Crescent? Wow. Crescendo. Prince of the power of the air, Jordan, who's been putting his name on people's souls since the 322nd day of 1984, which is the All Mocking Tongue. Yeah, the soul. And you had Little Nas X putting blood in the sole of his satanic shoes, where he sold 666 pairs. 6079, you have a channel, your date long counts. I told him to create a channel. He just likes to share them here. I don't know why he hasn't got a channel. I don't understand. Oh, a Twitter or something. Illusion, I recommend you checking out Queen Inanna show on YouTube. She has some amazing work. I think I follow Queen Inanna. But thank you. Bethlehem translates to house of bread. Jesus is known as the bread of life. Pan as well, Spanish for bread. Gabriel Jesus has signed for Arsenal for 45 million. Yep, Ritual 45. Gabriel Jesus to join Gabriel Martinelli, whatever he's called, and Gabriel, the centre half. It's all about the angel. And Gabriel's going to do my online platform. Maybe I'll only have it a few months, maybe a year, depending on what goes on with Revelation. But I'll live for the present. Won't worry about the future. Right. The Matrix, Materazzi and Zidane. Yep. Zidane was like the bull. When he headbutted him, he was like the bull. And it basically, Materazzi called Zidane's sister a whore, which connects to the whore of Babylon. It's deep. It's really deep. It's biblical prophecy, and they fulfill it in sports games, in wrestling, and in the media. It's deep. It's really, really, really deep. Transgender, and Jenner was the father of vaccines. Transaction, transatlantic, world sport, trans everywhere. It's to do with transgression. I'm off. Thank you. Cheers. I'll keep you updated on the website. Thanks for all your support. I'm gonna go eat something and just relax for the rest of the day, or at least try. It's very hard for me to relax. You know what I mean? I'm always reading or learning or writing or whatever. I hardly just ever just sit down. All right. Cheers. Thank you. I'll go live whenever I go live. And thank you, Gabrielle, for working on this website for me. As soon as it's up, I'll tell you all. If you support me, great. If not, it's fine also. Cheers. Have a great rest of your day, whatever time it is. Much love to you all. And God bless you all.